Hi, today I'm going to tell you the story of how the girl I loved ended up betraying me with my best friend. I used to think betrayal had a specific sound, a slammed door, a shouted curse, a confession screamed in anger. Turns out, it's much quieter, more like a breath you didn't know you were holding, until it collapses in your chest and leaves nothing behind. My name is Lucas Bennett, and this is the story of how I lost two people in a single night. My girlfriend Ava and my best friend Jake. We lived in Denver, Colorado, a place where the mountains stand steady even when your whole life is shifting beneath you. I used to love the skyline here. I used to think it felt solid. That was before everything cracked open. How it started. Ava and I had been together 3 years. Not perfect. No relationship is, but steady, warm, familiar. She was the kind of girl who turned heads without trying, blonde, blue-eyed, that effortless glow that made strangers smile at her. My best friend Jake, we practically grew up together. Same high school, same college dorm, same inside jokes that nobody else ever understood. If there were two people in the world I trusted blindly, it was them, which is probably why I never noticed the way they looked at each other. Looking back, the hints were everywhere. Ava laughing a little too loudly at Jake's stupid jokes. Jake showing up at our apartment unannounced because he was in the neighborhood. Ava dressing up just a little more on days Jake came with us to the gym. The way their conversations started lasting longer than mine. At the time, it all felt harmless. That's the thing about betrayal. It blends in with normal life until it doesn't. I brushed aside the uneasy feeling growing in my chest. I told myself I was being paranoid. Ava loved me. Jake was like a brother. Brothers don't steal girlfriends. Girlfriends don't fall for best friends. Right. It was a Saturday. I remember because I had planned a whole day for Ava hiking at Red Rocks, dinner at her favorite Italian spot, a night drive through the city. She'd been distant lately, and I wanted to bring us back to something real, but she canceled last minute. Sorry, babe, I'm not feeling great. I think I'll just stay home and rest. I believed her. Of course I did. Later that night, Jake texted, "Yo, I'm out with the guys. You wanna join?" Strange. He didn't usually go out without telling me earlier, but something, call it instinct, call it fear, made me check his location. I didn't expect it to be turned on. He never turned it on, but it was, and it wasn't at a bar, or downtown, or anywhere near the guys. His location pulsed from an apartment complex across town. Ava's cousin lived in that area, so I didn't overthink it first. But the more I stared at the map, the more something felt wrong. My heartbeat got loud. My mouth tasted metallic. I got in my car. I drove. Every mile felt like a countdown. I parked across the street. Jake's car, Ava's car, both there. Both exactly where they shouldn't be. I climbed the stairs, every step heavier than the last. My stomach twisted so hard I thought I'd throw up. The door wasn't locked, and that was somehow worse. I pushed it open. The second I heard it, the giggle I knew better than my own heartbeat. The world inside me shattered. I didn't see everything. I saw enough. Ava, her hair messy, her clothes half-in, Jake barely covered, standing too close, his face turning white when he saw me. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just said, "Seriously." Ava froze. "Lucas, I can explain." Jake stumbled forward. "Man, listen, it just happened. We didn't mean." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because something inside me broke in a way that made laughter the only thing keeping me upright. "You didn't mean to," I repeated. "That's your explanation." They looked at each other, and that tiny glance told me everything I needed to know. This wasn't the first time. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a moment of weakness. It was a choice, a repeated choice, and they made it together, over me, behind my back, in a place I should have never walked into. Ava started crying. Jake kept trying to approach me. I didn't stay. I walked out, down the stairs, into the cold night air that burned my lungs. The world felt wrong, tilted, unreal, as if gravity didn't work the same way anymore. I sat in my car for 20 minutes, maybe more. I didn't call anyone. I didn't scream. I didn't smash anything. I just sat there, trying to breathe through the weight sitting on my chest. It felt like grieving two funerals at once. The next morning, Ava showed up at my apartment, eyes swollen, hands shaking. "Lucas, please, just talk to me." I let her in, not because I forgave her, but because I needed to hear the truth from her mouth. She said all the predictable things. I didn't mean for it to happen. I was confused. I still love you. It just slipped. As if falling into someone's arms was like tripping on a rug. But the sentence that hit hardest was, it wasn't just once, and that was that. I told her she needed to go. She begged, she cried, she promised she'd fix it. But some things can't be fixed. Not with tears, not with time. She left with her face buried in her hands. Jake never came by. He didn't have the guts. People assume anger comes first. It doesn't. Confusion does. Silence, emptiness. Like someone scooped out your insides and forgot to put something back. I kept replaying everything. Every smile, every joke. Every time I invited Jake over. Every time Ava talked about him. It all looked different now. Tainted. Like old film burned at the edges. I realized betrayal isn't just about what they did. It's about everything they pretended before it. That's the real poison. I'm not whole yet. Maybe I won't be for a while. But here's what I learned. People don't always betray you because you're not enough. Sometimes they betray you because they aren't enough. Not brave enough. Not honest enough. Not loyal enough. Ava wasn't enough. Jake wasn't enough. But that doesn't mean I wasn't. The mountains still stand. Denver still breathes. And so do I. One day, I'll love again. Someone who chooses me even when no one is watching. As for Ava and Jake, they didn't last long. Betrayal forged in secrecy rarely survives in the light. And honestly, that's not my problem anymore.